Howdy friends, and welcome to Woodbine Outdoors, where we're about to shoot a squirrel. I got my handy new squirrel camera. Finally got it adjusted. This is one of those cheap ones. I think I paid 30 bucks for this thing, but this is gonna get me through this year. And it's gonna help me film some good squirrel hunting videos. So I hope you like these. I do this, I eat squirrel. I really enjoy them. I've been doing it since I was a kid. I just started filming this last year, and I didn't really do a very good job last year. But this year I wanted to get some better, just a little bit better equipment to get me filming, and kind of show you how to do this too. If you're somebody who likes to squirrel hunt, but you don't really have a way to do it, well, I just do it in my backyard. I feed the birds, but then I also have a feeder that I keep on the tree. I actually have my camera is mounted on my gun right now, and it's facing the tree. And these squirrels are out here fighting over this feeder right now as we speak. But what I do is I feed the squirrels on this tree, and I just got a little sniper hide upstairs that I just sit in and watch them. When I get ready to have some squirrel, I go out and pop a few, and that's what we're about to do. Oh yeah, this is the first test run of the new adapter for the squirrel dispatching videos, and we got her set up, and the test run is about to commence. That little fella better get full pretty soon and get out of here. It's about to give her a go. We're gonna see how good it works in slow-mo. There's like 3 squirrels out here, and they're all fighting over this feeder. Pretty territorial little critters. There's one actually down here on the ground. I can't actually shoot him because the barrel of my gun, if you see that tin roof right there, the barrel of my gun is actually right there, and I'll actually hit that tin roof. I've done that once, so we don't do that anymore. So what I like to do is wait for him to settle in up here on the tree. Wait for him to finish this. He's mad at the one on the ground. See if he drops his head back down. There we go. Right there. And that's it. So it's only been like 2 minutes. And there's already another squirrel out here eating. Fun fact about squirrels that you might not know is they're very territorial. I know I probably said that earlier. There's another squirrel coming up, and this one's getting nervous. He's like, oh crap. Well, so they're super territorial, and the dominant males will go into the nest when these squirrels are little, and they'll kick the female out of there, and they'll castrate all of the male squirrels in there. They'll just chew their little testicles off. Oh, that sounds fun. So it seems like most of the squirrels that I get on the feeder are castrated males. So they don't care about anything other than just eating. They don't care about procreation or none of that kind of stuff. They just eat at this feeder nonstop, pretty much all day. And I shot 30 squirrels at this feeder last year. No kidding. And it didn't even make a difference. And I had no idea that there were that many squirrels in the woods. I mean, I just didn't. I thought, I was gonna kill 6, 8 squirrels, and that was gonna be the end of it. But man, it has not been. They just keep coming like nonstop. I don't even want to eat this many squirrels. So let's see what he does. If he posts back up. So they either like to do this or do that. We'll get settled in on this squirrel. We'll take a shot at him. I painted the back of this pellet with some of April's nail polish to make kind of like a tracer pellet. Let's see how good it works. I'm trying to adjust. I got this gun in a death grip tripod, if you're wondering how I'm holding it so still. And I'm gonna wait for him to finish up this, nut and start on another one. All right. Perfect shot. That's what you want to see right there. That squirrel was already dead, holding on to the tree. And there we go. So just like that, we got two squirrels out here. And they're looking at the one on the ground. Like, what is he doing? There's a squirrel, the squirrel I just shot still laying out there on the ground. Then we got this one that is just, looks like he's a little mesmerized, doesn't it? No, so we might take that shot, but you see, you really got to wait for them to start eating, because I can't tell you how many of them I've missed whenever they're just sitting there frozen and you go to take the shot and just bam, they just lunge on you. And I just realized I don't even have a pellet in here. If you're a deer hunter and you hunt with a rifle, you probably get to shoot at a deer a few times a year. Well, if you have a setup like this, I'm gonna tell you, man, you get a lot of trigger time, a lot of practice pulling the trigger. And practice pulling the trigger, doesn't matter what it's on. Target panic is target panic. It's the #1 cause of misses. You know, your gun's on and it's 100% and you know it's dead on and you miss a deer. And you're like, how did I miss that deer? Well, you don't even realize what you're doing. Trust me. I was in law enforcement for 10 years. I have a lot of experience behind a gun, and I still miss. And I know about 90% of the time it's target panic. I have, and people don't like to say it, especially men, they don't like to say, well, I don't panic. Well, that's just what it's called. It's called target panic. It's a very normal, natural reaction, especially when you're shooting a high-powered rifle that has a lot of kick. Your brain automatically wants to control the situation, when what you really need to do is relax and pull that trigger until it's a surprise. But your natural brain doesn't want it to be a surprise, and so you have this thing called target panic. And getting a lot of time behind the trigger helps to alleviate that. And like this squirrel right here is going to cooperate. But getting a lot of time behind the trigger helps you to alleviate that target panic, and let you kind of learn that trigger control. And I'll tell you, this has helped out greatly in my shooting. And I've shot a gun until I'm literally almost deaf in one ear. But there's a squirrel down on the ground investigating that. The dead one. Now let's see what this one's gonna do. Man, look at that. I can't quite take that. All right, we'll be back when the squirrel wants to cooperate. My wife's up here and she wants to see the squirrel get shot. She's a savage. I'm gonna wait for him to finish this one, because you never know when they're gonna pop their little head up. You go to pull the trigger and their head moves so fast. Watch when he finishes this nut, how fast his head moves. Well, I could have took that shot like 7 times. He's preoccupied with the one on the ground. He's trying to keep an eye on who's coming in on my territory.
Who is coming in on my territory?
Oh, what do you think? Think I can make that one, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you this. See if I can get this gun picked up where you can see it. Squirrel down there. He's been down there the whole time, just like wondering why those squirrels are laying there. That's the two I shot earlier. And if he'll go post up on the tree, we're gonna make him be number 4. And we'll be all done. And there's another one. Literally, there's 2 squirrels down there on the ground. There ends up being so much feed, you can see the grass moving, but you can't quite see him. He's right there. There ends up being so much food that falls down on the ground. They don't even have to get on the feeder. These squirrels eat good till they go in the pot. Here 2 of them go chasing each other around. Plenty to eat down there, but they're like, get out of here.
Get out of here, all the squirrels mine.
And they're back on the ground. Let's see if I can get this old trick to work. The old squirrel distress call. He's up on the tree now. You see him jump up? That's a squirrel. Distress call I used to use whenever I was a kid to get him up off the ground. Now he'll sit there and watch. And that was a miss. Everybody has them, but we'll get to see that one on the slow-mo. Probably missed just left of his, just over the top of his head. And just like that, people, it's literally been just a couple of minutes, and there's already a squirrel up here eating. Just had a miss, and that's all right. This one ought to be fun. We'll have to shoot it off the moving feeder. And once again, I don't have a pellet loaded. After these messages, we'll be right back. All right, got a pellet loaded again, but I didn't paint this one, so this one's gonna be harder to see. Let's see if we can get this little booger lined up. He is a fidgety one. Steadied himself. Woo! This is when all that trigger control jazz I was talking comes in handy. Look at that head moving around. Let's see if we can get a little pattern on him. We'll wait for him right here. That was it. Gotta wait on it. Oh, man. All right, you ready to go pick up some squirrels? I gotta leave this turd inside or else he'll just stand under the feeder. All right, let's go pick up squirrels. He'll just stand under the feeder and ruin my squirrel hunting. Every time he hears the gun go off, he's like, oh, I know what that is. So this is the setup. Normally I have feed in here. Not squirrel, but bird feed, bird seed. And this is like to defeat the squirrels. Man, they're such pigs. I just hang it on a little wire and hang it from this mimosa. And I still don't have it all 100% yet, just because I've been making sure it's gonna work. And it has been. It's been keeping the squirrels off of it, but there they are. 1, 2, 3. And those are all pretty clean headshots. That's what I like to do. I don't like to shoot them in the body. You got a pellet gun that'll do it. Pellet gun that'll take them headshots, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are castrated males. This is the last one that we just shot. Look how fat these things are. That one is young. Hey, look out. Yeah, look at the size of this squirrel. Just how big his body is. I mean, all they do is eat. They just eat. And if you got a bird feeder sitting out, they will just absolutely ravage your bird feeder. So I would encourage you, even if you're not going to shoot squirrels, you can set up a feeder like this on a tree and just feed the squirrels, man. They'll stay away from your bird feeder. Hang your bird feeder on wire, and the squirrels can't get to it. They can't jump from the ground that high. So making sure you can see that. You can't even see that wire. It's so skinny. I got it from Lowe's. They can't jump from the ground that high, and they can't get down that wire. And trust me, if you don't have any other feed up out here for them, they will try to go down that wire. And they'll try it a few times, and they land. They have a couple of hard landings, and they'll quit. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to sit out here after work and shoot 3 or 4 squirrels about 2 times a week. I'm going to do it anyway. So you may as well come join me. And maybe it's something that you want to do yourself. Get you a fancy pellet gun like I got. I'll have to do a video on my pellet gun. It's suppressed. It's still a little bit loud, but man, it's way quieter than a 22. It's real low decibels. My neighbors don't even know it. In fact, a lot of times my wife don't even know I'm shooting it upstairs in the bedroom. She'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm shot 3 squirrels." She's like, "Oh, I didn't even hear you." But anyway, you guys have a good day. Thanks for joining Woodbine Outdoors.